Today I'm talking with Amy Tarpon, the force behind Elijah's Baby Bucket List, an award-winning platform showing families how to actually travel with complex medical needs, not just talk about it. After being told her son Elijah wouldn't live to see two, she did the opposite of what doctors expected and built a movement around showing him the world anyway. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about what you do and what Elijah's Baby Bucket List is all about.
I I get to travel with my kids and help make things more accessible. I started Elijah's Baby Bucket List almost 8 years ago. When Elijah was 8 months old, they told me he wouldn't live to be two. And sitting in the hospital parking lot, I decided we were going to go see the ocean for the first time because I had just gotten divorced and I told the kids we'd go see the ocean. So I knew that he was terminal. The kids did not. We drove 13 hours from the middle of Illinois to the ocean, and my kids and I saw the ocean together for the first time, and we started Elijah's Baby Bucket List because we decided if his life was going to be short, then we were going to show him as much of the world as we could. And Elijah's Baby Bucket List, like, the plan was not for it to be this big. I just actually started it to share with friends and family, like, what we were doing. And it has grown into what it is today.
And how old is Elijah now?
He turned 8 in January.
Gosh, so he has made it well past that initial
Yes.
diagnosis term, which is amazing.
Yeah, he is changing the way they look at less encephaly. They used to say kids with less encephaly, some doctors still do say kids with less encephaly won't live to be two. They have changed that to 10. But we know some kids with less encephaly who just celebrated their 40th birthday.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. And when you first got his diagnosis, what were you told? Like, what did it actually feel like?
I'm gonna say it feels kind of like the wind is knocked out of you. Like there's no way to get enough oxygen or take a deep enough breath. I can tell you physically, I felt like there was this lump of coal in my throat that I couldn't swallow. And I had no idea how I was going to navigate any of this. I'm a single mom, taking care of these kids by myself, and I had just been through a divorce and my mom passing away and so much stuff. I can tell you initially I felt alone.
Well, you're certainly not alone anymore.
No.
You have so many people who love you and your community, and I'm one of those people. I can't say enough good things about you, and I love our morning chats.
Same. Like I don't think I could get through the morning without it.
Aw, thank you. Now, was there a moment where you decided, I'm not accepting this version of life?
Yes, sitting in that room with the doctor when I got the diagnosis, I was holding this tiny sleeping baby. And the doctor said, there's nothing we can do. Just take him home and love him. And that is the second I decided, you know, if there's nothing you can do, then I'm not going to take him home and love him. I'm going to show him everything that he should see before he goes. Because my mom had passed away just a couple years before Elijah was born, and she never saw anything. She never saw the ocean. She never traveled. And as she was going through chemo and radiation, and right before she passed away, she said, I wish I had traveled more. I wish I had seen more. Like, promise me that you'll go make memories with the kids.
I love that. What was going through your head that on that first trip? Was it confidence or kind of like, we'll figure it out as we go?
A lot of what am I doing? That's still there sometimes. I mean, there's something about having a car full of kids on the side of a mountain and not knowing what comes next. Because, like, if we're being honest, travel is always, like, anything can happen. But there was just this sense of, we'll figure it out. And that's kind of how life is in general. Like, we never know what's coming next. Like, in the blink of an eye, everything could change. But we pivot and we figure it out. And I pivot a lot.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that statement because everyone's always like, oh, how do you do it? Like, for myself or just kind of anyone with a disability. I constantly hear that. And I always tell them like, what choice do you have? Like you have to figure it out or you can just like lay in bed and wallow in your, self-pity forever, or you can get out and actually do the thing and live a fulfilling life.
Yeah.
So, what does traveling with a medically complex child actually look like day to day?
What does it look like? Chaotic most days. Traveling with kids is chaotic. Let's be completely
I
honest. Okay.
I agree.
So
That's
then
why I always prefer my solo travel.
we stick 4 kids in the car, 2 of them are teenagers, and a medically complex child with a huge opinion. He may seem like, I mean, they said all of these things, like the word I hate is vegetable. He would be a vegetable. He would never know who we were. He wouldn't laugh. He wouldn't be able to make decisions. Try turning on a TV show that he does not like on
I
a
heard
car
it the other
trip.
day, did it?
So there was one time he does not like the show Mulan. I don't know what his aversion is to it, but we were driving to Chicago. We're in traffic. If you've ever driven to Chicago, it's crazy. They are always doing road construction, like always.
Sounds like Florida.
That's a good reminder to always be working on yourself, like Chicago, because they're always working on this. So I was coming down the road, and he's screaming like something is wrong, and like I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like, is there like did a bee fly in the window? Is there something going on? Like, because he is screaming. We pull the car over and he's still screaming, and like I realize Mulan is playing. I tell my daughter, shut the movie off. She shuts the movie off and immediately he stops crying. Like, that was it.
He's
Like,
very
it
well
was,
aware of his surroundings.
he is. So now he travels with a Surface Pro, and he can change the movie himself with his feet. So he can change movies and put the volume up and down, and he can do all that with his feet. So that makes it a little easier, but there's more to pack. I'm not going to say it's not terrible, and now that we have things, we have a system, it's not as hard as you would think, because everything goes in a certain place in the car. We know I have a packing list, so when we leave, everything is there. I know before we leave for a trip when I need to order medication and supplies, and I now know that if I need something on the road, I just need to get a hold of my pharmacy, and they can ship it anywhere in the United States to any pharmacy in the United States or any house in the. So if we need feeding supplies and I'm at my sister's, we've had medication and feeding supplies dropped off at my sister's in Texas because we were coming through there, and we just picked them up on our way through. We also have friends all over the place, so if I need something, I have friends that are like, you could just ship it to me if you're in the area, and I'll hold it for you until you get here. So that has made the community has made it easier to travel, and the system that we have in place has made it easier to travel. So my kids have a system when we get to a hotel. If we're only staying one night, they have a one-night bag which only has pajamas and like toiletries in it, and everybody goes in and showers and gets in pajamas, and like then the next day we just get back in our travel clothes. So we have a system, so it makes it easier.
It sounds amazing. I'm going to need to steal the system because every time with packing, it's always just like an explosion. And they're like, oh, well, you travel a lot for work. And I'm like, it doesn't mean I'm good at packing.
Yeah, we have a system. I'm organized, or I might lose somebody. I don't know.
You drive a lot for your travels, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because it's just easier with him.
Yeah, so it's easier. We can pull over if we need to. If somebody, not just him, but the other kids, if somebody is overwhelmed.
Couldn't
I
word
mean,
that better, sorry.
imagine being stuck in an airplane with your brother for whatever, 13 hours. You can't move away from him in an airplane. You can't really move away from him in a car, but if like they're getting on each other's nerves, I can pull over. I pull up a road trip. I use the Road Trippers app, and we just pull that up and we punch in like free things to do near me. And it brings up so many cool things. We found so many incredible, fun, like side quests by just being like, okay, we've been in the car for too long. We need to find something to do.
I love that. And then you can always just rearrange who's sitting with who, right?
Yes. A bigger van would be nice. We're working towards that someday. Like a bigger, like, because we're all in a minivan and the kids are growing and we've got a lot of supplies, but we have a system and they know where everything goes and it just works.
Right. Where has been your favorite destination?
I don't know if I can pick one. If I have to just pick one, I love California. Like Southern California and the beach. San Diego has been like one of the coolest places we've visited. But also, you can swim with penguins in the middle of Kansas. So, I mean, do I have to just pick one? I'm gonna need categories because I've got a list. We've been to so many cool places, it's hard to just pick one. But the people on the West Coast have been so sweet and so incredible and just, they're kind and helpful and but people everywhere have been like that, but just in general.
Yeah, I found that like in the wherever Colorado, if that's Midwest, Central, I don't know, over like West, that whole area just seems to be more accessible as far as things to do, especially with like outdoor adventures.
Yes.
You've heard of there's accessible like skiing and bungee jumping and hiking. What are some of your favorite activities that you've done that are accessible?
So we took Elijah on a mountain coaster in Pigeon Forge.
Pretty cool.
And I remember, like, as I'm putting him in front of me in this cart, like, somebody's calling CPS on me because I just put this child with cerebral palsy on a roller coaster. But, okay, that didn't happen. Things went well, and he loves a roller coaster. We ended up riding that roller coaster all day long.
Aw.
He absolutely loves the roller coaster. He loves going. Usually his brother pushes him fast in the wheelchair, so he loved going fast. He loved all of it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when he was in Oregon and he was just like speeding around with him and they were just so sweet together. I love how he helps.
And half the time I'm like, oh, we're gonna please go slower.
Yeah, I feel that. But in a different way because my 16-year-old's driving right now and
Right.
it gives me all the anxiety. Like I
Right.
see my life flash before my eyes every 5 minutes. How has your definition of a good life changed through all of this? Like, what would you say to a parent that just who's gone through things like that?
Life is probably 10% about what happens to you and 90% about how you look at it. I explain it this way to people that I mentor. You see what you're looking for. So if you look around your room right now and look for all the yellow things and count all the yellow things that are in your room, and then I ask you to just look at me and tell me how many blue things are in the room, you don't know because you weren't looking for blue things. So Elijah has taught me to look for the joy, to choose joy and look for the joy and to find the good in the world and in our life. So, I mean, a good life is one where you're, in my opinion, is one where you're surrounded by incredible people who lift you up and accept you and love you and help you grow and learn.
Yeah, that's something that you have definitely taught me just over the last few months because when you don't have that sense of community, you can feel so isolated and then just start going down the rabbit hole of depression.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel pressure to be strong or inspiring?
Honestly, I don't feel inspiring. I feel like I am a breathtakingly beautiful hot mess. I mean, if that inspires you, that's on you. You maybe need to seek professional help. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just a girl in the middle of Illinois. I am doing the best with every single thing that I have every single day. And showing up. And maybe I'm never comparing myself to anybody else or anybody else's life or anybody else's stuff. My only goal is to do better than I did yesterday. That's it. Sometimes that means doing 2 podcasts in one day, which I'm doing today. Or, other days that just means doing the laundry, for real. But if you just got up and took a shower today and you didn't shower yesterday, then you've already done better than you did the day before. And when you take all of that out, and then you're only competing with who you were yesterday, it just makes things easier.
Do you ever find it difficult? Because I know that I do, like comparing life before to life currently. As someone who like personally became disabled overnight, I find that to be a really big problem with myself and kind of grieving that. I wonder if that's something that other people go through as well.
There was a time when I 100% grieved, like maybe not the life before, but like this isn't what my life is supposed to look like, because it's not the life that I planned, but only because I lacked the imagination to see what life could truly be when I just lived it more intentionally. 10 years ago, I was going through a divorce, and I had no idea what my life was going to look like. I thought my life was over. And this morning I woke up and I'm doing this. I get to talk to you. I get to help make the world more accessible. My life before this, I'm not going to say it didn't have meaning, because it had meaning, but my life after this, and because of all the things that I've been through and I've lived through, I've been able to connect with people on a different level and help people I never would have been able to help if my life had been the same. I could currently be delivering mail from a vehicle in the middle of nowhere and talking to nobody but farm dogs.
This is not a bad life either.
But instead, the way I look at it is I get to live this new life. And it's hard. And I know that harder things will come. But I trust that the community around me and the friends that I have will help me carry the things that I will go through. Sorry.
Don't worry. You're human. You're allowed to have emotions.
I definitely believe that some things in life can't be fixed. They can only be carried. I believe that people show up to help us carry them. There's no amount of money or a cure or a fix. At the end of every day, Elijah's still terminal. And that's the hard part. And through all of it, joy and sorrow fight for a place in the front of your mind, which is why our tagline is choose joy. Because there are definitely days when you have to actively choose joy. Because when you think about the anticipatory grief of everything to come, you can focus on that. Or you can focus on the joy that you have right now.
Agree 100%. I feel like I just read something where, it was in a comic, but it applies. Where basically this person knew, she was going to be leaving a life behind and a world behind. And was it worth it to create good memories and relationships when you know what the end result will be? And in the end, it was decided that creating those beautiful memories and times and experiences and relationships it's life. We all know that we're not here permanently. Life has 100% mortality rate, and we can choose to make life beautiful in every moment or focus on our mortality. And I feel like what you are doing, the memories you're making with Elijah, are so important and beautiful. And I have seen this boy laugh and have the best time ever and just talk to us. It's something that myself, I had never experienced before I had met you, because I had never had experience with someone who had listened separately. And it opened my mind to really just want to understand more, not just about my own disabilities and about my own struggles, but to really understand where everyone's coming from and what you can do to help and to make lives better and be more accepting and build a community so that we're feeling a little less alone every day. So I know that there are big things in the works right now for Elijah's Baby Bucket List. Didn't you just come out with a new book?
I did. I have a new book called Route 66, Accessible Guide to America's Most Iconic Road Trip. And we're excited about that. We have some things coming out with that. We're actually in the middle of designing a passport that people will be able to print off, and then you can go to some of these places we've been and get stamps on your passport, and then once you send us a picture of all those places you stamped on your passport, we send you a treasure. So the kids are super excited about that and being able to send out treasure to everybody. But Yeah, we have a new ambassador program that we just opened, which is families who are traveling and sharing their personal experience and what they see out there and what we can do to make things better in a group where we can hopefully work together and make things more accessible for everybody.
I love that. So everyone go out and buy her book. It's available on Amazon, Walmart, and then is there anywhere else?
It's everywhere, anywhere you can buy books, you can buy it. So it's on Amazon,
Cool.
Walmart, Barnes and Noble. You can get it at your local bookstore if you're a local bookstore.
I'll make sure to drop a link below so anyone who wants to buy that can. And if anyone wants to follow along in your journey, that will be available as well. I just want to say thank you so much for to me today and sharing your story and just doing real life.
Thank you. I've learned that life is wild and crazy, but I'm a breathtakingly beautiful hot mess, and the people in my circle who matter are okay with that.
It makes you who you are. You're an amazing hot mess.
Thank you.
Morning.